One of my favorite games of all time from back in the day was a program called Casino Games, which included blackjack, a slot machine, and poker. I think it was actually written by IBM. I forget who the actual, or was published by IBM. I forget who the actual writer was, but we will find that out later on in this video. Casino Games was, like just what I said, 3 different games, and it ran in BASIC. Now, BASIC was short for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code, and that was one of the first languages I learned to program in on computers because it was relatively available. Anyway, without further ado, here it is. I have this set up on my B drive, which is running off a 5¼ inch floppy, formatted at 360 kilobytes. Instead of using the actual BASIC or BASIC.com that would come with earlier versions of DOS, I like to use GW Basic. It just happened to work nicer in a lot of circumstances, so that's the basic interpreter I use. I wrote a little batch file that will automatically load it. Due to the way this is hooked up with the composite input to this TV, it's kind of tough getting it to display properly. So there are actually a few things that load in this batch file that are not necessary for CGA. So we'll just ignore those things. I'm going to just start it up by typing in Casino. It's going to run SimCGA, which is for a Hercules graphics adapter to emulate CGA. Depending on the type of video controller in your system, the background of this could be white or blue. I don't have a Hercules adapter in here, so a lot of this SimCGA, medium resolution, all that stuff is unnecessary. Anyway, here it is. It says in Casino Games, as many as 4 players can enter the casino. How many are entering the casino today? I'll type in JK. I don't think it allows numbers, so we'll just have to leave it at that. You'll notice it automatically capitalizes the name on the left side there. If you had multiple players, the S for start over would also have an additional P for pass your turn to another player. We'll just start with blackjack, which was always my favorite. Says, what's your minimum bet? $10 table minimum, type M for minimum. So you can just hit M, it automatically puts in 10. You'll notice that my total is now, instead of 500, 490 because I put $10 in. And this is pretty much it. This is what we had. It's 40 column text mode in color. And I'm going to hit because that's not going to help me any. 18 isn't bad, we'll stand on 18. And I won. Play another round. Now it asks if I want insurance in case the dealer has blackjack. I'll say no. I lucked out. I got 18 again, we'll stand on that. And the dealer busts. So I win. And notice the flashing text. When was the last time you saw flashing text? I love all these different things you can do with displays like this. Ooh, now we get to split. This is a not often used thing. P to split. First hand total is 15, we'll have to hit. I busted on that. 13 we'll have to hit. 19 is good, we'll stand. And I lost anyway. So as a kid, you know, you could sit for hours with this. I'm going to go ahead and bet the full 510 that I have. Let's see if I can get 1020. It's a push. As a kid, you never understood, so you tried to push on the screen, but of course, that didn't do anything. We didn't have touch-sensitive screens really then. And I lost again. But anyway, that's kind of the idea. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the game and bet the full 500, and I'm just going to hit until I bust. Well, I guess it didn't matter on that one. I lost, and here's what happens. The floppy drive wears up. It says, "You're broke. Come back next time and bring more money next time. Thanks for playing. Press enter to continue." And we're back here. So we'll just go back in, and I'll show you slot machine. I'm just going to run through this with the minimum on everything. The slot machine I never had any luck on. You'll notice it uses weird ASCII characters like the music note and the omega and the delta and stuff you don't normally see, which you could do in BASIC pretty easily. You just tell it to print that ASCII character code and it would. Ooh, I won. Of course, I'm only betting $1, but you know, you could bet any amount you want. So that's that. We'll hit escape. It actually displays ESC, which I thought was kind of cool. And now I'll show you poker. This is all leading up to something, of course. You'll notice it says, "Please wait a second while," and then the next line, "I shuffle the deck," where in blackjack it said, "Please wait a second," and then the next line was, "While I shuffle the deck." It says, "The ante's $10. Do you wish to play?" If you hit no, it just goes back to the menu, so you hit yes. Typical 5-card poker. I have a 3, 4, 5, so maybe we can get a 6 and 7. I'm not a good poker player. It wasn't my game. So we'll just bet the minimum. It says, "I'll see your bet. What cards do you want to discard?" We'll choose number 1 and number 5. And that didn't help me much. We'll hit minimum again. He'll take 3 cards. And he's calling me, he has a pair. You'll notice the extra space between only and high. This shuffles the deck, allegedly, every round. So you have to listen to that word and all that. I guess 2 and 5 will get, I'm sorry, 2 and 3, we'll get rid of that, I don't know. Well, I got a pair of aces, that's good. Dealer takes 3 cards, he's calling me. He's got a 10, I mean a pair of kings rather. But I won! Hooray! Now we'll be a little more aggressive in our betting. We'll hit yes. We'll say $30, input number lock on, $30. And we have 4, 5, 6, so we'll get rid of number 2. Nope, didn't help nothing. We'll hit minimum again for that because it doesn't matter. And that was the end of that. And it calculates who has the better hand. Obviously he had a pair of jacks. Well, I have 2 pairs, so that's good. So we'll say $50. If you get too aggressive, he starts raising you. We'll get rid of number 1. Didn't do anything. We'll bet $50 again. And the dealer folded. We'll do one more round. And then we'll talk about what this was leading up to. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll do, let's do $100. Fuck it, right? I'm putting the game after this anyway. We'll get rid of number 5 in the hopes that we get a 5 or a 10. Didn't help shit. We'll bet another 100 just to do it. And he folded. Whoop-de-doo. Well, anyway, I'll say no. It's going to go back to the menu. You could also just hit escape. It would do the same thing. But one thing that always bothered me about casino games was there's no good way to exit the program. You'd think maybe S for start over, but it just brings you back here. No matter what you can do, you can't get out of the program. So what I had to do as a kid was do control break. It says break in 270. And then you type in system. But before I do that, what is line 270? So you'd hit, in BASIC, you do list 270. And look what it says. Illegal function call. Ooh. Ooh. That's not good. And if you just try to list it, it doesn't let you. Well, here's the reason why. I'm going to clear the screen. We'll hit new. So we get everything out of memory. I'm going to write a simple program. Let A equal 1 to 100. 20, print A. 30. Oh, that should be, I gotta change line 10. Next A. And 40 go to 10. I have to edit 10. For A equal 1 to 100. So now if I list it, it'll allow me to list it. And if I run it, if I remember this correctly, it'll work. And it'll go and count right up to 100. And of course, I should have actually hit end there instead. So 40 end, run it again. I haven't programmed in many, many, many years. Never liked it. Okay, so there's a working program. So we could save that as count. If I type new and list, there's nothing there, so I can load count and list it and run it, and it runs again. But there's a feature in BASIC where you can save count, put the end quotation mark, comma, P. P is for protected mode. Now if I hit new, it'll get it out of memory. We'll load count. Oop, I need a quote in there. And if I type list, illegal function call. I can still run it, but I can't see what it is. And I don't think it's as simple as... Yeah, see how it says illegal function call? And even if I try to save it as count2, it won't let you do it because it's protected. So now what do? You type system and go back to DOS. Now it's going to run through the rest of the batch file from before. Again, this is unnecessary on this here. I'm going to delete count.bas. That was the program I just wrote. There is a program called BASUPROT, or Basic Unprotection. And it's a little weird how it works. You have to know how to use DOS pretty well to make this work. Now, the actual program, the menu for casino games, the file is called start.bas, and I'll show you that here in the directory listing. You can see we have black, poker, slot, start, and I guess count 2, I guess it actually makes the file, but you can't do anything. We'll delete that because we don't need it anyway. And once again, here's the new listing with that stuff. Now all these start, slot, poker, and basic are protected. So if you do BASUPROT and input start.bas and output it to start_u.bas, U for unprotected, looks like nothing happened. But if I do a directory listing again, you'll see at the bottom we have a new file that's actually the exact same number of bytes as start.bas, start_u.bas, 10,368 bytes, but it's now unprotected. I'm going to run casino games again. I'm going to run the batch file because it needs to go through that intro thing so the screen displays properly, again due to the composite hookup of this. So just wait through the little intro here. Now it's running the original start again because that's what the batch file has. I'm going to exit that, we'll type new, and load start_u. Now we're going to run that. Same program, same everything. I can go in, it'll do everything. We'll hit break. You got to hit enter because of the $signs there. But look now. Let's pause it there. Look at the first 5 lines. IBM Personal Computer, copyright International Business Machines Corp. 1982, copyright Norman O. Doyle, 1982. License property, program property of IBM. Well, there we go. I just hacked IBM. I don't know where I got that BASUPROT program from. It's been around, and this shows how the whole thing works. And this will go on, and you can see the text that it displays on the screen. And if we actually let this scroll all the way through, then you'll see it'll show you all kinds of stuff that you normally wouldn't see. Thanks for playing. Now only such and such a player is left as somebody kind of bankrupts themselves. And this continues on. And it shows you what happens. Oh, look. Did you see? It said something about a millionaire now. And you see the face there. Poorhouse routine. And there, look at that. See, there's all break the bank routine. How the fuck do you break the bank? Well, I needed to know as soon as I found this out. And I edited the program to do that. Starting with $500, remember it said millionaire, so you have to get $1 million from 500. You'd have to do maximum bets and keep betting and playing for hours and hours and hours and hours upon hours just to be able to get there. But I edited the program, like I said. We're going to go back to DOS. Oh, actually, I'll show you one other thing. Yeah, let's go back to DOS. Now, normally, you could type a text file and it would display it on the screen. In fact, before I do that, I'm going to do casino.bat and you'll see all the commands in that batch file. There it is. If I do type start _u, because you know we can't do the regular one that's protected, look what we get. Oh, I gotta hit the extension on that, BAS, pardon me, with a period instead of a comma. Oh yeah, we're doing great now. What the hell happened? Where's the rest of my program? Well, let's go into BASIC. We'll load start _u. We can list it, and there's everything there. I guess it's a little better in 80 column mode, but we're going to just stop that. We're going to save the same file over itself, (A). That saves it in ASCII mode. So now it's an ASCII text file. Let's go back, and I'm going to go into Norton Commander because it'll make it easier for you to see stuff. Just got to wait for it to process. It's doing everything that it's supposed to do in the amount of time it's supposed to take. Here's the original one. When I unprotected it before, it was the same 10,368 bytes. But look at that now. It's 13,135. Type start _u .bas, and now, well, I put a fucking comma in there. I have the lights too low in the room. I didn't want any reflections on the screen, so we'll try that one more time. Oh, well, I fucked it up anyway. Anyway, here it is. And now you can see it in here. I'll show you. You can type start _u .bas, and it'll go and do that and display everything on the screen right in DOS, because now it's an ASCII text file. And there's the whole program. It's just going to go and do its thing. We'll stop it. Norton Commander has a text editor. So if I hit F4, ooh, look, I can change stuff. Well, I'm not going to save that. I'm going to delete everything except for that one file. And I'm going to show you the original file, which is here. I don't know. I don't know if that's the one. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, alright, we'll try that. Now we're gonna compare the two files and see what we get. So just a little modification I made to make it run properly on here. Maybe line 5 has an extra space in it. By the way, that block in the middle of the screen is the mouse cursor. No real major changes, but I did have a hacked version that I made, and we're going to go ahead and get that copy from in here. And we'll copy that over and overwrite and run the same command. Whoops. I hit the wrong command. There we go. And we'll let that process for a minute, and hopefully that'll do it. If not, then I have the file elsewhere. Oh, there! Now, let the screen clear a second. It'll come back. There we go. Look at that. Look at line 170. The hacked version starts you off with $500,000 instead of the original unprotected one, which is only $500. Why it puts the exclamation mark there, I don't know. If I delete it, BASIC automatically puts that in, which to me says 500,000 factorial, or whatever the fuck that meant. I don't know. It's there and it works, and we have everything else we need. Of course, I deleted all the other files, so we're going to go ahead and copy this hacked version over, which I actually put on the other drive. There's everything I need. I'm going to delete these two files because I don't need them anymore. We'll copy all of that over. I don't remember what the underscore Q was. I'd have to compare it and find out. Now I want to get GW Basic on there. I'm kind of using the floppy disk as a scratch pad, if you will, so I don't fuck up what I have. And once that copies, it's going to run the program again, so we'll see the intro in just a moment and run through that. And this is my hacked, unprotected version, if I remember correctly. This is actually the program I need. Maybe we'll do this again after, but that sets some parameters in the system to allow it to display properly. I don't have the drawing thing, so we won't see the intro. Good, because it was just there. But it should work now. And look, the colors are a bit different. I didn't change those. It's just a function of that other thing. Here we go. Now we're back to normal. And look how much money we have. Oh, I remember what the underscore Q was. Anyway, let's see if we can break the bank. May have to do this a couple times because You'll notice it also takes a lot longer to load. Because it says 1, we hit it, and this would have already been shuffling. It is loading. You can't see it, but the floppy drive light is on. It's reading, and it's not having any read or seek errors. It's because it's now an ASCII file, so it actually has to parse all of that as if that were being entered from the keyboard. This was primitive stuff. So it was reading from disk and entering it into BASIC as if somebody was typing this shit really, really fast, and it still takes that long. When it's in the normal basic.bas file and not as an ASCII text file, it loads a lot quicker, and BASIC has already handled all the shit. Anyway, we're going to go for broke and bet $500,000. I now have 0, and hopefully we can hit it in one shot. I can't double down. We didn't see that before, but that's okay. We'll hit. I got 19, and hopefully that'll be enough. Yep, we did it. I broke the bank. Watch. The floppy drive clangs to life. It's going to be slow because, again, it's an ASCII file. And I can save this as a regular BASIC file, and it'll go nice and fast. But just in case I wanted to make any other, shall we say, enhancements to the program, I'm going to leave it like this. You just broke the bank. Make sure you take your chips to the cashier on the way out. Thanks for playing. End of game. And that's that. Well, that's it. Breaking 270, you'll see that again. I can list everything. Good enough. We'll go system. We'll do dir because I just want to see start Q. GW basic. Start_Q. I've made another enhancement to the program. Remember how I said before that there was no way to quit back to DOS? Well, I added the functionality. That's what the Q was. It was for a quit option. Just for shits and grins, we'll do JK, and the other will be XJO, because you can't put numbers in there. So it'll just be XJOX. And there's that. And look, start or quit and pass your turn. And I put it in green just so it stood out like that. I could pass, right now it's on me, because it says JK at the bottom there. I could pass, and then, you know, and then you take turns playing and shit like that. But I can hit Q. And there we go. DOS doesn't care about the dollar signs and all the other shit, so it's just going to give me another prompt. And that's it. So, that is casino games hacked. And I love that kind. I still love this game to this day. I still play it from time to time. It's just totally awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. And take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.